All right, beautiful people. Beautiful, beautiful people. Welcome to the stream. Let's get that up on screen there. Let's also run on over to the Discord real quick. Let everyone know that we are live. We are live. Drop that notification. Drop another one. There we go. Okay. Let's see who's going to get first in chat today. Who is that? That is Ghost. What's up, dude? Ghost grabbing the first spot today. What's up, Ghost? Welcome, dude. Let's see, pull up comments. We're on the ball today. What's up, Sanchez? What's up, Sam? I'm first, boy. There you go. You got it. What's up, Teresa? Welcome, guys. Welcome. We're going to be talking about physical symptoms today. We're going to be talking about physical symptoms, how to deal with physical symptoms of anxiety. I just wanted to watch the last live. I just wanted to watch the last live, and now we're on to a new one. What's up, dude? Welcome. So, as far as I'm concerned today, I feel better. I feel better than I did yesterday. I'm definitely starting to get my energy back a little bit, right? But I'm still not quite 100% yet. So if you notice that I'm not quite there yet on the with the energy, all right, try not to hold it against me. We're doing our best. We're doing our best. What is up, Alex? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Physical symptoms, guys. Physical symptoms. I get requests to talk about physical symptoms pretty much all the time. Now, it's important to remember, okay? It's important to remember when it comes to anxiety and physical symptoms, that is basically what we're talking about. We're talking about physical symptoms, we're talking about mental symptoms, we're talking about all of the above. When we talk about spotting the worry, eliminating the worry, breaking out of the cycle by using acceptance, when we talk about all that good stuff, which is pretty much every stream that we do, right? We are referring to both the physical and mental symptoms. We are referring to both the physical and mental symptoms. So it's not like this is the first time I've ever touched on physical symptoms, right? When we talk about acceptance, this needs to be applied to all. However, today I want to just dive a little bit deeper, okay, into the specifics. I just want to get a little bit deeper with the physical symptoms. So, just something to keep in mind. Anytime we talk about acceptance, anytime we talk about breaking out of the cycle, anytime we talk about any of that good stuff, which is pretty much, like I said, every stream that we do, we are referring to physical symptoms, mental symptoms. We're referring to all that good stuff. But today, we're just going to take a little bit of a closer look at specifically the physical symptoms. I always have trouble saying that word. Hi all, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Alex? I hate physical symptoms. They suck. This is the attitude that needs to change. Perfect example. Makes you want to lay down and forget about everything. There we go. Alex coming in with the perfect example already of the attitude adjustment that we need to make in order to stop fueling this thing, in order to stop stressing our nerves out. So thank you for dropping that comment, Alex, and giving me a perfect example there. Perfect timing. I'm having so much today. Can't wait. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to get started in just a minute, guys. In just a minute. What happened? I don't know. I caught like a stomach bug or something. I don't know what it was. I spent like all day a few days ago just in just terrible stomach pain, and then eventually that started to go away. But I'm still very much in recovery mode. I'm not quite back 100% just yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Hi, Wonder Bro. I really need this stream. Physical symptoms are a great problem for me. Much gratitude. So, you see what I'm doing here. You see what I'm doing here, chat. Anytime we talk about acceptance, anytime we talk about breaking out of the anxiety cycle, anytime we talk about eliminating that second fear, aka worry, anytime we talk about any of that good stuff, we're always referring to anxiety as a whole. We're referring to the physical symptoms. We're referring to the mental symptoms. We're referring to all of it. But sometimes I just need to put in the title that we're talking about physical symptoms in order to get people to listen up even more, right? Having trouble believing the doctors what to do. You got to start, I was about to say stop. You got to start doing the opposite of worry, and we're going to talk about that today. You've got to start doing the opposite of worry. You've got to stop fueling this cycle. You've got to stop arguing with these thoughts and feelings. You've got to lay down the fight, right? If you don't lay down the fight, you continue to send these danger signals. That's what keeps you in the cycle. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Why not? The chat's already filling up today. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So the title of today's stream is Anxiety Recovery Dealing with Physical Symptoms. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Nova, unlike me, is full of energy today. So you're going to see her probably popping around back here. Try not to get too distracted here. Let's try to get you to go this way. Ow. Okay, there we go. Physical symptoms. Physical symptoms. Nobody seems to like physical symptoms, and I completely understand. When we're talking about physical symptoms of anxiety, when we're talking about the physical symptoms of panic, when we're talking about the physical symptoms of anxiety as a whole, nobody seems to like them, and I understand. I completely get it. They're not exactly the funnest thing in the world to deal with. They're not exactly the most comfortable thing in the world to deal with. But understand, when we're talking about physical symptoms, a lot of people say, I suffer because I have physical symptoms. And I say, you do not suffer because you have physical symptoms. Some people hear that and they're like, nope, that's not true. I do suffer because I have physical symptoms. Stay with me for a second. Stay with me and just lend me your ear for a second. These physical symptoms, like I said, although I know they're not exactly fun, comfortable, or enjoyable, they are not the reason you suffer. The reason you suffer is because of the judgment, the labels, the avoidance, the wanting to escape, the wanting to not feel this way. We could go on and on giving you a million different examples. What does it all come down to at the end of the day? It all comes down to resistance. The resistance is the reason that you suffer. Because here's the thing, and I'm going to give you an example to kind of put this into perspective for you. You could take two people, just two normal, everyday human beings, put them in a room together side by side. You've got person A and you've got person B. Now, I've made this example just a few times before in the past, but I love this example. You've got person A and you've got person B. Both are currently dealing with physical symptoms of anxiety. And just for this example, we'll give both people, we'll give person A and we'll give person B the same exact anxious physical symptoms. They're not different. We're not going to give them different physical symptoms. We're going to give person A and we're going to give person B the same exact anxious physical symptoms. They've got the same symptoms, person A and person B. Now, who's going to suffer here? Are they both just automatically going to suffer because they're experiencing physical symptoms of anxiety? No, of course not. The person that is going to suffer is going to be, let's say, person A, because person A decides to sit there and judge, label, do all the worry, add all the second fear. What is second fear? Second fear is worry to their physical symptoms. So they're experiencing these physical symptoms of anxiety, and they're sitting there worrying about, oh God, what if this gets stronger? Oh God, what if I can't handle this? Oh God, what if this turns into something else? Oh God, what if this doesn't go away? Oh God, make it go away. Oh God, I can't handle this. I don't want to deal with this. I can't deal with this. That's what person A is doing in their head. Right? So person A is going to be sitting there on the same couch as person B, and they are going to be suffering. They are absolutely going to be suffering. They're going to be having a horrible time, right? Now, person B, the person who's got the same exact physical anxious symptoms as person A, they're not sitting there doing any of that, right? They're not sitting there doing any of that. They're not fighting with the physical symptoms. They're not telling themselves horror stories about the physical symptoms. They're not judging. They're not labeling. They're not saying, I need to get away from this. They're not doing any of the worry. They're not adding any of the second fear. Again, what is second fear? Second fear is worry. So you've got two people experiencing the exact same physical symptoms of anxiety. Person A is doing all the worry in the world. They're not making any effort whatsoever to spot that worry and turn it into, you know what, I'm okay with feeling this. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to see it right through. They're not making any effort to do any of that. They're just adding all the worry in the world, and they are suffering. Person B is on board with acceptance. Person B has been practicing acceptance for a while. Person B is not judging. They are not labeling. They are not telling themselves horror stories. The horror stories you tell yourself is the reason you suffer, not because of the physical symptoms. Some people want to argue that point. But then I turn right around and I say, well, how come you can take two people experiencing the exact same symptoms, one of them is suffering and one of them is not? How is that a possibility if you're telling me that the worry is not the cause? The worry is the cause, and you've got to hold yourself accountable for that. You absolutely 110% have to start holding yourself accountable for that, because what happens is, if you do not hold yourself accountable for the second fear that you add, if you do not hold yourself accountable for the second fear that you add to your physical symptoms, right, what happens? You suffer. You suffer. You sit there and you judge and you label and you tell yourself horror stories. You tell yourself how you don't want to feel this, how you wish you would stop feeling this. You start going through little scenarios in your head about how you can make it go away. What will happen if you can't? What will happen if you do? You start going the whole 9 yards with these physical symptoms. And then you wonder why you suffer. You wonder why you suffer. You wonder why you're miserable, right? And that's why we've got two groups of people. We've got the people that are on board with acceptance, have been giving it their best effort, have been practicing it. They're not suffering nearly as bad as the people who are experiencing the exact same symptoms, right? But they're adding all that second fear. So you got two groups of people here. So some people probably came here today on this stream expecting me to dive into, okay, here's a little life hack that you can do for this physical symptom, and here's a little life hack that you can use for this physical symptom, and here's a little hint and a little trick and a little tip that you can use for this physical symptom. Some people probably came here today watching this stream hoping to pick up all these little hints and tips on how they can make their physical symptoms go away. That'll never be what your job is. That'll never be what your job is, and as long as that is what you're making your job to be, you're going to fail that job. And the reason you're going to fail that job is because the more you try to make these physical symptoms go away with your worry, aka second fear, it's the same thing, the stronger they become, right? It seems that way. Why? Why does it seem that way? It's not actually because they're becoming stronger. Now, they could if you work yourself up to that point. They absolutely could if you work yourself up to that point. But the reason that you are suffering, right, it's because you've made your job to make the physical symptoms go away. And unfortunately, that is not your job. That is not a job that you can accomplish. It is not possible to accomplish that job because as you sit around and worry about it, you're not actually getting any closer to making the physical symptoms go away. You're just working yourself up even more. So it's very ironic in that way. Now, like I said, people come here, people come here and they expect little hints, they expect little tricks, they expect little tips on how to make their their anxious physical symptoms go away. That is not your job. And like I said, as long as you make that your job, you're just keeping yourself in the cycle. If you want the physical symptoms to go away, because I know recovery is the end goal, obviously, but if you want to get there, you have to stop taking the approach of the person who wants to make the physical symptoms go away, and you have to start taking the approach of the person who's ready to fully embrace the physical symptoms with their mental attitude. And that requires effort. That requires catching yourself in the second fear attitude and turning it into the acceptance attitude, even if you don't believe it. So as long as you are out there trying to find a way to make your physical symptoms go away, all you're doing is sitting around and worrying. You're not getting any closer to making your physical symptoms go away. In fact, you're keeping yourself in the cycle. It's all one big paradox, right? Because we know as long as we're adding second fear, aka worry, we are sending danger signals to the brain. This keeps the cycle alive. That's what we know. That's how we know that the brain operates. So now, do you understand why I'm not here to give you hints and tricks and tips on how to make your physical symptoms go away? I'm here to teach you how to fully embrace them and practice fully embracing them, because that's what's going to make them go away in the end, not trying to force them away. It's one big paradox. So when we talk about physical symptoms, a lot of people, they want something to make the physical symptoms go away. The ironic part of this journey is the more you go into it with an attitude of denial and resistance and worry, the more you tend to get, right? Because you're just sending danger signal after danger signal after danger signal, right? So that is the great paradox of it all. And that's why you didn't join this stream and hear me mention anything about, okay guys, here's your top 5 countdown of how to make those physical symptoms go away. That's why you didn't hear me spurting that bullshit at you, because it is absolute bullshit. It is absolute bullshit. There's not a top 5 anything that's going to make your physical symptoms go away. What is going to make your physical symptoms go away is to stop sending so many damn danger signals on top of the physical symptoms that are there. How do you do that? You start practicing getting into the accepting mindset, right? That takes effort. That takes practice. So the next time you get these strong physical symptoms, you don't sit around and say, let me get on Google and figure out how to make this go away. Let me try to figure out how to make this go down. Let me try to figure out how to escape this, how to avoid this. Because as you're doing that, you're just sending more danger signals. You're just telling the brain there's a problem, right? And then you wonder why you suffer. And then you wonder why you're miserable, right? You wonder why you suffer. You wonder why you're miserable. Nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to listen when we talk about how we need to fully embrace the physical symptoms. They're always trying to find that other way around. They're trying to find that back door. They're trying to find that magic exit. There must be something that I'm missing. You are going to search for the missing answer for a very long time because you're not missing anything. It's time to fully embrace. You're going to be searching for that back door, that way around your symptoms for a very long time because it doesn't fucking exist, right? It doesn't fucking exist. So you can waste your time on Google all day long. You can waste your time doing the worry, doing the second fear. You can waste your time running in circle after circle after circle after circle. You're not going to find what you're looking for. You're not going to find what you're looking for. And when you are ready to listen, you'll start practicing fully embracing the symptoms and getting into the mindset of acceptance rather than the mindset of resistance. That's what's going to set you free in the end. But until you're ready, nobody can make you ready. But when you are ready, I will be here for you. Right? When you are ready, I will be here for you. And we can finally start to make some progress. Right? We can finally start to make some progress. So I know there's probably a handful of people out there that come to this stream wanting some sort of antidote, wanting some sort of way around their physical symptoms. That's what it all is, right? There's at least a handful of people out there that clicked on this wanting some way to avoid their physical symptoms. And I'm here to tell you that that's not what acceptance is about. I'm here to tell you that we're not trying to teach you some way to avoid or get around your physical symptoms. We're trying to teach you a new mindset towards your physical symptoms, because that new mindset towards your physical symptoms is what's going to lead to healing, and it's what's going to lead to those physical symptoms fading in the end, right? So we're not here to try to teach you some sort of antidote to get around your physical symptoms. We're here to teach you the mindset of acceptance. We're here to tell you that you got to put in an effort. And every time you catch yourself worrying about your physical symptoms, you got to turn that worry into, I'm okay with feeling this. I'm going to feel this. And you got to do that and do that and do that and do that and practice that and practice that and practice that, even if you don't have the most faith in the world, even if you shake while you do it. So again, we're not here to try to teach you some way around your physical symptoms, because that's what you've been trying to do for so long. How well is that working out for you? Every time you search for a way around your physical symptoms, you're sitting there worrying and you're sending more danger signals. So we're not here to try to teach you a way around your physical symptoms, because that's just going to keep you there. We're here to try to teach you a mindset of acceptance, because that's what will set you free, right? That's what will set you free. Don't you get it? Don't you see? The more you try to figure out how to get away from your physical symptoms, the more you sit there and worry, and the more you worry, the more danger signals you send, the more miserable you become. Don't you see? We're not trying to teach you a way around your physical symptoms. We're trying to teach you a new mindset that's going to lead to healing, right? So what is your job? Your job is to not try to make the physical symptoms go away. Your job is not to try to search for a way around, because that doesn't exist. Your job is simple. When you catch yourself worrying, aka second fear, about your thoughts, or in this case, in this stream, physical symptoms, you have to catch it and you have to turn it into the accepting mindset. You have to catch it and you have to turn it into the accepting mindset, because the more you try to avoid, how well is it working out for you? How well is it working out for you? Is it working out for you, chat? Is it working out for you? All my people who have made it to the other side, and we've got a ton of them, they'll tell you one thing. They'll always tell you, eventually you got to shut the fuck up and get on board. That's the one thing that anybody who's ever made it to the other side, and like I said, not to toot my own horn, but there's a fuck ton of them here on the channel, and they will all tell you one thing. Eventually, I just had to shut the fuck up and get on board. Eventually, I just had to shut the fuck up and say, you know what? Whatever comes, comes. And I had to keep that attitude. I had to keep that attitude, and I had to keep that attitude. But that's what got me to the other side. That is the one thing that everybody who's ever made it to the other side of this shit, and like I keep saying, there's a ton of them here on this channel, and they will all tell you one thing. Eventually, I just had to shut the fuck up and adopt the attitude of whatever comes, comes. And I had to keep that attitude going. And anytime I caught myself worrying about these physical symptoms or these thoughts, right, I had to keep the attitude of, I'm here for it, I'm ready for it, I'm in it, right, I'm gonna allow it. That's what they had to do, and that's the one thing that everybody who's ever made it to the other side will tell you, right? So because I care about you, and because I want to see you get out of this miserable fucking hamster wheel that you are stuck in, I'm just going to tell you straight up, straightforward, to the point, no BS. If you want to make it out of the cycle, you got to shut the fuck up and listen to me, and let's get going, right? Let's get going. As long as you try to find a way around these physical symptoms, that means you're trying to worry your way out of anxiety. And guess what? You will never be able to worry your way out of anxiety. It is impossible to worry your way out of anxiety, because the more worry you do, the more danger signals you send. That is why it will always be impossible to worry your way out of anxiety. Doesn't work, because it physically can't happen that way. It physically cannot happen that way. There is nothing, there is no amount of worry that will physically be able to get you out of anxiety, because worry is the fucking cause. Do you see? Do you see? Right? And because I love you and because I care about you so much, I'm going to tell you straightforward that I want you to get on track with me, right? I want you to get on board with me. I want to see you live your best life. I want to see you live the life that you deserve to live, because you're all amazing and beautiful people. You're all very intelligent. You're all very smart. You're all very self-aware. But we got to get you on board, and we got to get you out of this illusion that you can somehow magically worry your way out of anxiety. Don't you understand that's what's keeping you there? Don't you understand that that's been the problem since day one? You're trying to fight the anxiety off with the very thing that caused it, right? So if you want to get out of these physical symptoms and these thoughts, you got to start adopting the mindset of, I'm here for it, I'm ready for it, I'm willing. I'm willing, I'm willing. I'm a willing participant. I'm no longer going to try to avoid, escape, or worry my way out of this thing, because I realize now that that's what's keeping me there. So whatever physical symptoms arise in your experience, you have to say yes to them. You have to say yes to them. And when you catch yourself going the worry route, you have to change that worry into a yes. And that's what's going to get you there. But you got to be willing to put in the effort no matter what. You got to be willing to put in the effort no matter what, right? And because, like I keep saying, because I love you so much, I'm willing to tell you that straight up, and instead of trying to lead you on, I'm just going to point you straight to what's going on here, right? So that was the point of today's stream. Like I said, there was probably a handful of people out there that came to today's stream hoping for some sort of way around their physical symptoms. That is never what we're going to be looking for. That is never what we're going to be looking for as far as healing goes. That is never going to be what we want, right? Because it doesn't work that way. If it worked that way, you wouldn't be here on the channel now, because it would have worked a long time ago, right? We got to get you into the attitude of acceptance, and that's what we've got to practice moving forward, no matter what. That's an important part of the equation there, the no matter what. So that was the main point of today's stream, guys. We're going to switch on over to post-stream, man. I feel like that was a good one. I'm happy with that one. I'm satisfied with that one. Let's see. Check something real quick. Let's see. Who we got in chat, man? Who we got in chat? What's up, Brian? What's up, dude? What's up, Sick? Fully embrace the symptoms, Mint says. How do we know we are ready? You'll never know you're ready. And if you keep waiting for the day that you're ready to fully embrace, you'll never be ready. Because it's a cop-out. So you say, how do we know we are ready? If you leave it up to your anxious mind to know when you're ready, you'll never be ready. That day will never come. The day will never come that you feel like you're fully ready. That's why we call it, that's why we say that it feels like a leap of faith. Because if you keep waiting around for the day that I'm quote-unquote ready to use acceptance, that day will never come for you. It will never come for you. That day will never come for you. Nobody who's ever used acceptance and started practicing the accepting mindset ever felt like they were ready. I didn't feel like I was ready. Nobody who's ever made it to the other side felt like they were ready. The day that you feel like you're quote unquote ready to use acceptance will never come. It will never come, because you'll always talk yourself out of it. You'll always talk yourself out of it. There will never be a day where you wake up and you say, okay, I'm ready. Right? It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. So we see a lot of people putting it off. I'm waiting until I'm ready. I'm waiting until I'm ready. I'm waiting until I'm ready. That day's never going to come. Why not start now? Because that day's not coming. The day that you feel like you're ready, it's not coming. You'll always talk yourself out. You'll always talk yourself out in the end. It's time to get going now. We don't wait until we're ready here, because that day doesn't happen. That day doesn't exist. It never comes, right? It never comes. It never comes. You have to take this quote-unquote leap of faith now. If you wait until you're ready, it's not going to happen, right? And that's just me being brutally honest with you. When I started acceptance, I did not feel like I was ready. Nobody ever does. Nobody ever does. It's a practice that you work on. It's a practice that you build, and you definitely don't wait until you're ready because you'll always talk yourself out if you do that, right? So does that make sense? I hope that answers your question there. Let's get you going, even if we don't feel like we're ready, right? Let's see. What's up, Neon? What's up, Slow Jam? Travis, Wonder Bro saved my life. Awesome at this. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. I agree, WV. Hey, what's up, Andy? How's your channel doing? I would say my reply to Mint also applies to you, M. You're never going to feel like you're ready to stop seeking reassurance, right? And nobody can make you do that. This is all, at the end of the day, I can encourage and I can motivate and I can lecture and I can give the facts and stuff, but at the end of the day, nobody can do it for you but you, and that's what it really comes down to. Now, that's the part that can't really be taught because you can't force somebody to do this, right? You can't necessarily force somebody to practice the accepting mindset. You can't. It's not something you can force. Hey, Teresa. Teresa, thank you so much for the $20 tip. Says, got to take the leap of faith. Dizziness does not get to rule me anymore. There you go. Fully be willing to embrace your experience rather than go against it, guys. That's what it's all about. You got to fully embrace your experience rather than try to find a way out of it. So thank you so much, Teresa, for the $20 tip. Hopefully you are feeling motivated today, and hopefully you can keep that up even after the stream goes off and put in a good days of work. Again, thank you so much for the $20 tip. Guys, we are on record pace, by the way. Record pace, man, on a 17-day streak. Let that sink in for a minute. When I first started the whole streak system, I was like, this might not last. I don't think we'll hit it often enough for me to keep it up. So I might do away with it. But look at us go, man. Look at us go. We are on a 17-day streak, guys. That is unheard of. We are on a 17-day streak. That is the biggest streak we've ever had here on the channel. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it, and you have no idea, man. Teresa, everybody, we got a long list of people that has supported the channel for a long time. You know who you are. Thank you so much, man. I can't fully express just how grateful I am. All good, Vacate Fear. Still working really hard on it. Really enjoyed being in the stream. You were spitting some serious truths. I like it. I tried to. I try to spit some serious truths, and I know sometimes it comes off as a bit aggressive or a bit harsh, but it's just because I want to see you guys succeed. I want to make sure every one of you get there, not just some of you, right? Not just half of you. I want to make sure you all get there. So, sometimes it comes off as a bit aggressive, but it's just passion, I promise. It's just passion. Same concept, Laura. The game will always be played the same, and that's the beautiful thing. We don't have to confuse ourselves. The rules of anxiety and the rules of how anxiety is played will never change. Worry equals danger signals. What is worry? It's just second fear. Second fear is a fancy term for worry, right? So whether we're talking about specific anxious phobias or whatever, the rules of the game never changes, and that's a good thing. Because that means we don't have to confuse ourselves, okay? Well, I have to do this for this and that for that. No, 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 no. The rules never change. You got to break the resistant mindset. You got to break the worry mindset. Whether we're talking about this or whether we're talking about that, doesn't matter. So when we're talking about anxiety as a whole, anxiety in general, the same rules of the game will always apply and they never change, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That means you don't have to confuse yourself. But the other ones, like gagging, throwing up, is something I cannot keep to myself if it happens. Well, good. Barf. Barf. Barf in front of everybody. Throw up. Hopefully it's chunks, right? Just to really drive your point home. Here's the thing. As long as you're worried, you're going around all day long. I'm worried I might vomit in front of somebody. I'm worried I might vomit in front of somebody. You're keeping yourself anxious as fuck over something that A, may never happen, and B, if it does happen, tough shit, there's nothing you can do about it, right? So why are you willing to trade your life of peace for a life of misery over something that may never happen, and if it does happen, there's nothing you can do about it? Why are you willing to trade your life of peace for that? Why are you wasting your time, right? If you vomit, you vomit. So you get the thought that says you might vomit, and you say, if I vomit, I vomit. I hope it's chunky, right? Why are you willing to trade your life of peace to worry about something that A, may never happen, and B, if it does, there's nothing you can do about it anyway? Why are you willing to trade your life of peace for that? That does not seem like something I'd be willing to trade my entire life of peace for, when it's pointless to do anyway, right? And I mean, I could go on with a million other reasons, but I think we knocked out the biggest ones there. That doesn't sound like something I'm willing to trade my life of peace for. And eventually we got to come to that realization, that conclusion, right? Even though I'm almost fully recovered, I think I still deal with daily off balance. I've been to ENT and doctor all clear. So you're all clear at the doctor. Like, we always say there's no shame in going to the doctor and getting cleared, right? So why does this happen? I feel like you're somewhere at about 80%. I don't want to put percentages on people, but just from talking to you personally, Sanchez, I feel like you've come a long, 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 long way. And just because you're dealing with a few lingering symptoms here and there, I don't want you to step back into the worry cycle. We want to keep you out of the worry cycle, right? Which I think you do an excellent job at. But I do want you to understand that sometimes, even though the time can be frustrating, it does take more time than we would personally like to reach that spot where we feel like, okay, I'm 100%, right? So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is, I think you're just about at the finish line. You've made a lot of progress since the first time I ever spoke to you. Amazing progress, actually. And just because you have a few lingering symptoms still here and there, you've been cleared by a doctor, that tells us one thing. All right, you've got a little bit more work to do, and I know it feels like, man, I've already done so much work. Just keep it up. This is good life advice, not just good anxiety advice. There's no reason for you to drop it anyway, right? There's no reason for you to drop the advice anyway because it's good life advice. So you're almost there. Just keep it up. I know sometimes, it takes some time and that can be frustrating. Don't get too frustrated and don't fall back into the worry cycle. You've got a few lingering symptoms left. You got a few lingering thoughts left. Just keep at it. It will work itself out, right? That's why Dr. Claire Weeks stressed the importance of time so often. She stressed the importance of time so often for situations like yours, right? Well, in the end, Mint, it's important to realize that it didn't actually protect you from shit. You may have been less surprised, but what did that accomplish? It still happened, right? So it didn't really protect you from much of anything, but it did make you miserable. And we got to come to that realization, right? We got to come to that realization. We've got to come to that realization. It's a package deal. What's up, Kay? I must have missed you there. Yeah, so a lot of people do find themselves in that situation. Sanchez, they made a ton of progress, but because Dr. Claire Weeks, she stressed the importance of time so often, and that's because of that. For people in your situation, you've made it like 80% of the way. You've healed. You've done a lot of work. You've got a few lingering symptoms left. No big deal. That's part of the process. We wish they all packed their bags and just left overnight, but we need to keep the accepting mindset instead, right? So a few lingering symptoms, no big deal. It's not going to get my boy Sanchez down, right? It's not going to get my boy Sanchez down. You're going to deal with these few lingering symptoms with total 100% acceptance, and you're going to drive it home. Going to drive it home. Yep, you're right, Sick. You're absolutely right. And as long as we try to worry our way out of anxiety, it's not going to happen. That's the thing, and that's what it really comes down to at the end of the day, guys. Not to sound depressing, but the fact of the matter is, as long as you try to worry your way out of anxiety, it's you can't accomplish that. You can't accomplish that because don't you see the worry is the reason you're there to begin with, right? Don't you get that? So it's not going to happen in that way. It's not going to happen in that way. It's not. It's not. It's just not. And I know that's that takes some that takes some getting used to. That takes some acceptance in itself to accept the fact that you can't worry your way out of anxiety. That takes some acceptance in itself. Hey, the rules of the game never change, Jim. There's nothing different that we can really tell you. You know, even when the symptoms are intense, that's when you need to use everything that we just talked about today the most. There's no extra bonuses. There's no extra tips. When you're looking for extra tips and hints and bonuses, that tells us that you're still trying to find a way around. We don't want you to have that mindset. We want you to adjust that mindset to acceptance because, again, you can't worry your way out of this thing. So when the symptoms are intense, the same advice applies. You need to say, I'm here for it. You need to catch that worry and turn it into I'm here for it, right? Right? So, I know when I see people wanting that little extra bit of advice, they're still trying to tiptoe around it a little bit, and I get that. I get that. You got to start from somewhere, right? But we want you to know that the advice doesn't change. The advice doesn't change. I'm A from Discord. Okay, sick. You are A. I did not know that. I've never known that. Interesting. 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 All right. Okay. Now I know. I've seen you here for a while. I did not know you were the same person. Did not know you were the same person. No, not necessarily, Kevin. Not necessarily. Everybody's allowed to go at their own pace. You should be practicing the accepting mindset regardless of the pace that you go at. And that doesn't mean that unless you go 110% full force into everything that you've ever wanted to do, that you're not going to make progress. No, you can practice the accepting mindset going at your pace, right? Hey, that happens, man. Sometimes people get choked on breadcrumbs. That I mean that happens. You drink a little water and you move on with your day, right? Why is there the need to turn it into a question? Why is there the need to question everything? Do you see the trait that we're trying to break? That's a good example. Do you see the trait that we're trying to break there? Speaking of taking a sip of water, I need to take a sip of water. I need to take a sip of water. So you got choked on a little bit of a breadcrumb and got a random itch in your throat and you want to go to the doctor? Girl, we got some work to do. Girl, we got some work to do and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I got your back. I got your back. We're going to get you there. We're going to get you there. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. We got some work to do, but we're going to get you there. I'm late. What's up? What's up, Kate? We're just hanging out. We're just hanging out, answering some questions from the community here, chatting it up. Oh, you know what we haven't done today? Let's see. You know what we haven't done today? We have not played our channel theme song yet. We have not done that. Let's see. All right. Let's see if we can get that going. Kevin says I stopped worrying for a few days, but it it didn't work. So I started worrying again. A few days, Kevin. Man, you got to get the earwax out of your ears. When have we ever said that this just takes a few days and then you're 100% again? I don't know where you heard that, but you definitely didn't hear it here. We got to get you on board, man. You can't give me a few days of effort and say, Wonder Bro, I tried for a few days to work on these habits that I've had for my entire life, and I didn't see 100%, so I started doing it again. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, dude. We got to get you on board here. We got to get you on board. You can't come in here and tell me I tried for a few days. I didn't break these habits that I've had for 10 years, so I quit trying. Come on. We got to get it. You got to give me a little bit more dedication than that. You got to give me a little bit more dedication than a few days. Come on, dude. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. You got to give me a little bit more than that, man. Let's get you back on board. Let's get you back on board. Don't you quit on me like that. The fuck? Don't quit on me like that. See, we gotta break the mindset. We gotta break the mindset, man. We gotta get you guys to break that mindset. See, somebody in chat has mentioned, somebody in chat mentioned that they have panic attacks, right? And somebody responded with, "Yikes, I'm so sorry." No, we're not. Hey, Mama Vate, let me address that in just a second. Let me address that. I want to make this point real quick. We're not sorry that you've had panic attacks. We don't want to have that attitude. We don't want the attitude of panic attacks are so bad. I'm sorry you experienced panic. That's the wrong. We gotta have the accepting attitude. We gotta say you have some panic attacks. Good. Go into them, not away from them, right? Do you guys see what I'm getting at? I'm not trying to sound cruel, but I'm trying to give you the keys to get out of this thing. As long as you're in the mindset of resistance, 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 do you see why you're going in circles? Right? So I'm not trying to sound cruel. I'm not trying to underplay what you're going through. I'm not trying to say that it's bad, that it's not, uncomfortable. I get that it's uncomfortable. I get that it's not fun, but we got to break the mindset of, oh no, this is horrible. We've got to break the mindset of, oh no, this is so bad. We've got to break that mindset. And like I said, I'm not trying to throw any of you guys under the bus. I'm just trying to point it out to you so that we can get you on track because I want to see you heal. That's why I do what I do, not to try to throw you under the bus, right? You get what I'm saying? That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to correct you. I'm just trying to correct your attitude. I'm just trying to correct your attitude so that you can break out of this pity cycle that's going to keep you there, this worry cycle that's going to keep you there. I want to see you get out of it because I love you guys so much. I want to see you get out of it. So I've got to call you out on it, right? I got to call you out on it, or else how are you going to make progress? You get what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense there. Let's address that tip. Mama Vate with the $30 tip says, sometimes acceptance can feel like it's the hardest thing I have to do. I know it's something I must keep doing. Thank you for reminding me to keep at it. It is a skill that you've got to build. It is a skill that you've got to build. And I understand you've got practice days. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but keep at it. Thank you so much for helping us hit tip goal. Guys, we are moving on to an 18-day streak. That is amazing. Round of applause, man. Round of applause for everyone who contributed today. Teresa and Mama Vate, thank you guys so much, man. Moving us on to an 18-day streak. That is insane. Let that sink in for a minute, guys. Let that sink in. We are on an 18-day streak. That is absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's see here. When it's good, it's amazing. We're approaching that hour mark, so what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to listen to the channel theme song. We've adopted this as our theme song. We're going to listen to this at least one more time. Goal reached. Absolutely, man. We did reach our goal. Thank you guys so much. Again, huge shout out to Teresa and Mama Vate. Appreciate it, guys. I hope you all understand why I do what I do. I hope you all understand why I'm so blunt sometimes. I hope you all understand why I'm so straightforward sometimes. It's because I want to see you make progress, and any opportunity that I have to call you out on something, I take it. I take it because I want to see you make the appropriate changes, because I want to see you live a better life. That's why I do what I do, and I hope everybody understands that and doesn't take it as me just trying to be a douchebag or something. So, there you go. That's why I take those opportunities as often as I can. Billionaire. Did it die? Did it die? Did it die? Good stream today, guys. Good stream. Ugh. Good stream. I appreciate everyone coming out, man. I'm a stone cold killer. I'm a billionaire. Did it die? Did it die? We also, okay, hold up. We also got a $10 tip from John that I must have missed. I'm sorry, John. I don't even know if you're still here, but thank you so much, John, for the $10 tip, dude. I did not see that. I'm glad I checked that. Thank you so much, dude. I hate it when I do that. I hate it when I miss tips. Thank you so much, John. I hope you're still here. Hey, Kate. Kate, thank you so much, Kate. Thank you so much. Kate coming in with the $5 tip right at the end here. Thank you so much, Kate. That helps me out a ton. You don't understand just how much that means to me, guys. I appreciate it. Hey, thank you so much. Not only did we hit today's tip goal, but we broke it. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Nightbot just dropped a link to the wish list. Speaking of the wish list, I don't know what I get until I get it. But I do know that somebody else or several people, I'm not sure, I'll know when I get it. Some people or somebody has bought me some things off the wish list and they are on the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I've got a lot of stuff on there to go towards remodeling of the house, so I really appreciate the shit out of that. Like I said, I don't know who you are and I won't know until I get it. But thank you so much, whoever you are. I checked that last night, and somebody did, or some people, or somebody, I don't know, bought some stuff off the wish list. So thank you so much. It'll be at my house soon. I really appreciate you. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. Seriously, I do. Speaking of which, real quick, real quick, we are at, guys, we are going like crazy. We are at, let's see, 10,000. 10,130 subscribers. So since we hit 10K, we've already went up 130 people. That is insane, man. This community is growing like a wildfire, man. It's spreading. It's spreading. It's all fun till you get something stupid. Well, the thing about the Amazon wishlist is it's all stuff that I've personally put on there, right? Everything that you can look through is stuff that I've added. So I didn't add anything stupid. So the options that you have are stuff that I personally picked out. So thankfully, I won't be getting any dog shit in the mail or anything like that, like actual dog shit. I've watched streamers who have gotten actual dog shit in their P.O. boxes before. Absolutely disgusting. So luckily, the Amazon wish list does not work that way. But yeah, I've seen that happen, dude. I've seen people get actual, literal dog shit in the mail. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? How does that even make it through the mail? I don't know. I don't know. By the way, we missed an ad, so that'll get flagged. I'll get the shit flagged out of it later. DPDR symptoms seem impossible to get out of. Stop trying to get out of them and you'll get out of them, right? So as long as you're struggling and you got the worry mindset, you're sending danger signals, right? Start telling yourself, I fully embrace the way I feel, even if you don't believe it. This is the mindset that you've got to practice, because this is the mindset that's going to get you to break out of that cycle. So you're going at it the wrong way the more that you're saying, oh, I'm trying to get out of it. Well, stop trying to get out of it and start embracing and watch what happens slowly over time. All right, Tom? I got you. Bro fist. I gotcha. Yeah, it is crazy. I've seen it happen though. I've seen it happen. Luckily, the Amazon wish list does not work that way. So we're good. We're good. I won't have to worry about dog shit. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching me. I'm gonna go ahead and end it up here. Wrap it up here. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. I'm gonna go rest up. Still not quite 100% just yet from this stomach bug or whatever I had going on a few days ago. So I'm gonna go rest up. Thank you so much for an awesome stream. I hope somebody takes something from this, and most importantly, I hope you use it, because if you don't use it, it's pointless, right? So make sure you use it, and let's get you a good day of practicing. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. And until next time, as always,